Hello and welcome to something a little bit different. So as some of you will know, on Wednesday of this week I got the chance to visit Konami HQ in Windsor. Absolute dream for me. So thanks to Asim and Graham and all the other great people at Konami and Jelly Media for the invite and for a great day. Really had a good time, played some excellent PES. And what I thought I'd do is I'd make a slightly different video to some of the other stuff you might have seen. Loads of great content creators there on the day, too many to name. Hope you've all caught up with some of the raw footage and the live streams they've been doing about their experiences. But, you know, I'm a Master League fan. I know a lot of you are too. So I wanted to take a look at this from the point of view of Master League. And I actually think there's a lot to be positive about for Master League in PES 2019. And in the next quarter of an hour or so, I'm going to try and share with you some of the things that I found out about the game, about the future of the game, and how I think it's going to make Master League a much better experience this year. So you would be forgiven for asking me, considering the title of this video. Oh, did you actually get to play Master League, Johnny? Have you, you must have had a go at it. You must have seen some of the setup to come up with a statement like that. No. Okay, that's fair. You would then probably reply to that, but then you might also say, but have you got any more information? You must have been able to prize some info out of Asim, some of the other Konami guys. You must have some secrets for us to be so positive about it. No. No, I don't. But please bear with me though, because I genuinely do think that I've seen some very positive signs and some things to be excited about. So we'll get onto them in a second. And you may well be watching this video thinking, oh, just another Konami shill who's been told what to say, told to give a positive review. Well, I can confirm that I've definitely not been told what to say, and also no money changed hands. I have not been bribed at all. But look, despite all of that, yes, I'm a massive Master League fan, and yes, of course, I'm disappointed with how Master League is progressing. And actually, when we were asked to give feedback, I gave plenty of Master League related feedback to Konami. Don't worry about that. Yes, I'm annoyed that regens haven't been changed. I feel like it's time for that to happen. It seems like the general swing of opinion is that they need to be randomised, and we don't want to be playing with 16-year-old totties who are better than everyone in the world after a season. And if I was to really go into my long list of feedback on Master League potential improvements, I've got one, I know Shogun's got one, I'm sure a lot of you have, then I could go on for days. But I do understand. I mean, again, Konami shill, say what you like, but I can understand. Konami are not a big company. FIFA are sold 40 times the games, or something like that. It was a lot more anyway. And they have a huge budget, but they haven't got career mode, right? People complain about FIFA's career mode all the time. There's plenty of problems with that. And you can't blame Konami, a much smaller company, for focusing their efforts at the moment onto the modes that pay. Margins, I'm sure, are tight. Budgets are not infinite. But, you know, there are some good sort of signs coming on about the development of Master League. They've talked about a 3-year plan. This is year 1. I'll get into some more of that stuff later in the reasons to be excited. But yeah, be rest assured that however positive the rest of this video is, which it is, you know, I'm not blind to the lack of development on Master League, and I've pushed for it. I've talked about it with them, talked about it on Wednesday, so don't worry. I know about it, but still, got to stay positive. I'm going to buy this game whatever happens. I love PES, not just because I've got a YouTube channel with PES in the title. You could say I've painted myself into a corner with that, but no, I genuinely love PES. I'm going to buy it this year, whatever happens. What's the point in being negative? What's the point in saying I'm not going to buy it? If you don't want to buy it, if you've already decided that on what you've seen from the live streams and the footage, then great, go, buy. I don't care what you think. I'll see you in a year maybe, if you like it then. If not, fine. I enjoyed PES 2018. I'm going to enjoy PES 2019. Do I wish there was some more stuff in it? Yes. Am I happy with the things that I've seen? Yes. Right, finally, let's go and take a look. Okay, so first bit isn't actually really 100% something that I saw on Wednesday, but it's something that you've seen in the launch. It's all the new license leagues, yes. And if you can't understand why having more leagues is important for Master League and is actually going to really change it for the better, then you don't deserve to be playing the mode. Obviously the big one is the expanded player database. There's now going to be an incredible mine of gems, a gem mine, an underground mine of young gems from the Russian leagues to the Scottish leagues. I'm very excited about that, especially if you are starting with a smaller team, and especially as we'll get onto later, if the transfer process has been fixed and made more realistic, then you're going to need to search around for these rough diamonds. Oh, I'm liking these precious stones references. Also, another little tidbit maybe of information that did come out on Wednesday, it was sort of talked about as well at E3, is these 2 question marks here in the pre-season press tour. Where will they be? And where will they be? Because, and Asim hinted at this, I'm pretty sure it was hinted at in the stream, looks like there are going to be a couple more leagues at least to be announced, and it could well be these two. So countries between Spain and Germany, countries between Germany and Russia, could be Poland, could be. Between Spain and Germany, my geography's not that great. If you want to pull up a map, you might find something. It could be a red herring, who knows. But yeah, that's exciting as well. The player database is going to be massive. There's going to be exciting young players from all over the world that wouldn't have normally been in it. And yeah, that already fills me with plenty of optimism. So the next thing I want to talk about is an element that obviously I did take in as much as I could of at the event on Wednesday. I played quite a few games on my own. Looked like a real Billy No Mates as everyone else is playing co-op or all of those things. But yeah, I put in some hours against Superstar. Two of the games, as we'll see in the clips here, I did manage to capture. Played France versus Argentina. Got battered around a bit by Argentina, lost that one. And then Liverpool versus Barca. And managed to get a pretty decent win there. But they were close games. And I have to say, there are three areas that I would say the AI have definitely improved in. They just generally, I mean, this seems so vague, but they seemed a lot smarter in defence. They were stepping out into the passing lane. They were making interceptions where normally they wouldn't. And often having made these interceptions, they then launched into the next thing, which is they were absolutely ruthless in attack. We'll see that in a second with some of the Argentina goals and some of the way that they moved up the pitch. Their counter-attacking style was very, very evident, as was Barcelona's tiki-taka. We'll see that in a sec as well. But the one thing that I've had a lot of questions about, and I hope I can now shed some light on, is AI fouls. Yeah, I looked back through some of my most recent episodes of my Master League Story Mode series, and yeah, there were quite a few games that cropped up with 0 fouls from the AI, and that's not good enough, is it? We know that's not good enough. Now, across these two games, and they were with 10-minute halves, so a little bit shorter than I'd normally play, I don't know about you, but the AI did commit 6 fouls against me, which, you know, I think is very positive. There was definitely more aggression. Let's take a look at some of them. So the most fouls did come in the Barcelona-Liverpool game, and this is Sergio Roberto getting Barcelona's first. This was a nasty slide tackle on Emre Can. And yeah, as you can see, referee didn't actually give it, but you know, you would see by the mechanism, the fact that he got up and he's calling for it, that is basically as good as a foul. The rest of them were actual proper fouls. That one there, the sliding tackle on Mane, very, very late. Referee eventually ended up giving Sergio Busquets a yellow card for that one. And it's Mane again getting a lot of attention on that right-hand side. Absolutely clattered there. I think it's Sergio Roberto again. Very, very late, very aggressive. And we did actually get, I think it was another late yellow card for that. And here's the fourth. I guess it's really 3, isn't it? Because the first one wasn't given as a foul, but I think that definitely was. And maybe there is some variation in what they get called. But this one here, it gets a little bit sloppy in the middle, falls to Firmino, and then Piqué comes in with a dirty, nasty tackle befitting the man. And we were given a free kick, and I guess we should watch on here to see what happens. Oh, it's Jordan Henderson over the wall. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's England's World Cup winning captain. Oh, no, not captain. England's World Cup winning midfielder who puts it away. I thought I'd add that in just to future-proof this video. But yeah, I think in total, as you can see there, 4 very, very strong challenges. And just generally aggressive defending. These were the ones that were given as fouls. There were certainly other strong challenges as well. And yeah, I mean, if you actually look and take a second to look at how many fouls happen in a Premier League game in 90 minutes, it's normally about 10. So reduce that down to 10-minute halves, 20 minutes. That should only be about 2 to 3 fouls a game. So, you know, we're probably not that far off. So another thing I wanted to look at was how ruthless the AI could be on Superstar, on the break. And Argentina, a counter-attacking side with plenty of pace on the break, really show what they can do in these situations. This is against France, as I said. This one I think is against Anfield in the snow. And look at that, boom, 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 3-4 passes. Lloris didn't really deal with that very well. Could that be because it was snowing and he slipped? I don't know. Can't comment on that. Could possibly be. But once again, Argentina winning it back. Not great play there from myself. But bang, bang, quick passing into a shooting position. And again, Lloris maybe could have done better. But what I would say there is he got a hand to it. And it's good to see the sort of variation on the keepers and the shooting. We'll get onto shooting in a little bit because that is an interesting part of the gameplay that I noticed. But yeah, as you can see there, Argentina just turning on the afterburners, exploding up the pitch. And yeah, you really get the impression that on attack as well as in defence, as I said, in defence, they're stepping out, making more intelligent challenges. On attack as well, definitely seems to be the case. And this was not so much a counter-attack, although some great pass and move from Argentina. But what I really liked, I think it might have been Dybala out here on the left-hand side. as he takes possession. Just the creativity here, the variation of dribbling to beat his man, bring it back and then beat him again. Little drop of the shoulder. Really enjoyed that. Again, just AI intelligence seems to have been improved. As I said, I'm no expert, but just these little things, I just felt like they were cropping up time and time again, and they were noticeable. As I said, I played a lot of games throughout the day, only captured 2. Not always easy to find clips to back up some of the things that I was feeling about. This one is a good example of Barcelona's tiki-taka. Beautiful one-touch play. One-touch, two-touch, what you want. And yeah, I mean, it's just, again, showing how it's sort of player ID, isn't it? Team ID almost. Eventually we did win it back. And oh, and this little turn here from Firmino, lovely. I thought I'd leave that in. So a really important point for Master League is something I want to talk about next. It's something that Konami have been promoting a lot in the marketing going up to the release, but it's the new fatigue system. And if this works, and if this is implemented as it says, and this is going to be an absolute game changer for Master League, basically, if you keep playing players when they're tired, keep running them into the floor, which you could absolutely do in PES 18, almost to the point where it was barely even worth making substitutes. I don't know how many of you would agree, but you know, you could quite often go through a game and it'd be better to leave on a good player with no energy than to bring on a not so good player in their place. If this fatigue system works as it should, which I've seen some evidence of, but you know, it's something that you really would have to judge over a longer period of time, and a lot of games, especially in Master League where games stack up, you have to play players who are already fatigued. They're more likely to drop down. You know, if this works, it's going to be massive. What it does need to be combined with is more injuries in Master League. Obviously, I've got no way of knowing that yet, but you'd think if they've implemented this, then they would have looked at that as well. Again, I'm just hoping. During the playtest, there was only one example that I'm aware of. I think it was Weza, who had Samuel Ntiti pull up during a game. Obviously, was tired and he had to be taken off with an injury. It's not something you saw, I don't think, ever in PES 18. I can't remember in hundreds of games that I've played on Master League that ever happening. It might have done once or twice. But, you know, this does happen. It's a big, big step forward for Master League. It's going to make, you know, the choices that you make, the size of your squad, the managerial decisions in-game are all going to be particularly important. Now, I've got a couple of clips that, honestly, they don't work that well in showing this. I really had to scramble around. There were a couple of clips late in the game. But you could feel it, though. That's what I would say. It's something that definitely I noticed, and definitely a lot of the other players did, is that you can feel the fatigue in a player a lot more at the end of the game. They make mistakes, their touch is poor, they're a little bit slow off the mark, and yeah, it's, again, very difficult to show in a video in clips, but the decision making and the shooting are all affected. So a couple of clips here. This one was Paul Pogba right at the end of the game, showing good pace to get into the box, held up his man well, but then, yeah, a limp and disappointing shot. Off balance, but also very, very tired. It did seem to have an effect. This one also very difficult to see. Sadio Mane there, you can barely see it. I'm not even sure where I left it in. But he was definitely slower on the uptake when the return pass came in. Just a little stutter. Didn't quite come forward again. You probably only feel it when you're playing it. And again, you could probably say, you know, you took the water bottle. You're just saying this stuff because, you know, you want to be in line for a hoodie as well as a t-shirt. Think what you like, but it's there. I could feel it, but yeah, there we go. So fatigue is going to be big if it works. Now the fourth thing is the gameplay. Obviously very similar to the AI, but there were a couple of key bits I noticed in that are not necessarily good or bad, but are definitely going to have an influence, and it should be interesting, I would say. So we go straight into the clips. So the first part about the gameplay that I noticed is how this year I really feel like strong players are going to be more on an advantage than they were. I think in PES 18, absolutely, it seemed like you could dribble through the centre very easily. I didn't feel like in Master League defensive midfielders, central midfielders really played that much of a role. The game would often pass them by. They couldn't make those important tackles. But now I certainly feel they're going to be really good. Paulinho especially was excellent for me. Emre Can at Liverpool, noticeably bossing the midfield. And up front, big strong strikers like Olivier Giroud are going to be very, very strong in the box. Very dangerous and very good on the hold-up, as we'll see here. Chests it down, holding off his man, you know, that sort of thing. Definitely playing it into him. I like a bit of hold-up play, and Giroud was excellent for that. So yeah, I feel like that's maybe a little tweak. I don't think you're going to be able to get a speedy attacking midfielder and just waltz through the middle like you used to be able to in PES 18. And I think that's good. I think that will encourage better tactical awareness and just better general play. There we go, Giroud again. Lovely bit of hold-up play there on the chest. And then Griezmann through to Mbappe. Oh, no, he was offside, wasn't he? So another thing I definitely noticed was the variability in passing and shooting. I'll just pause it here. So what I mean by that is passing, especially on pass assist 1, normal pass assist, definitely had much more of a manual feel to it. You can make mistakes. And that did seem more than ever dependent on, the skill of a player, the positioning of the player, also using the correct foot. That definitely seemed to have more of an effect. So we'll just play this again. This is Virgil van Dijk at the back. I think he's about to hit this crossfield pass on his weaker foot, and it's miles off. PES 18, that would definitely have gone much closer to Mane. Again, it's Van Dijk. Again, under pressure with the left foot, playing it out into touch. So, yeah, it's not a given anymore. It did feel like much less assisted. Again, here you got Giroud trying to finish on his right. Didn't get his body in the right position. And, yeah, very, very poor. There were certainly more examples of this that cropped up. The passing thing especially, I think they found a really nice balance between manual, which I just can't manage, and pass level 1, which sometimes is a bit too pingy. I'll add this in as well for gameplay. Really love this. Van Dijk coming across, getting a foot in, then high-fiving his centre-back partner. So the last point is the transfer system for Master League. This one's an unknown. Has to be said. We have to wait and see on this one. But what we do know is, although there hasn't been much development this year, there's not many new features. Of course, I'm not happy with that, as I said at the beginning. But the one thing that they have made a big song and dance about improving is the transfers. Now, being able to control the negotiations between the team and the player, that's fine for me. That's not exciting. What I really just pray that they've done, and in the interview that Shogun did with Asim, he spoke about this, is that they really have looked to improve the realism of the transfers, which was a massive problem in PES 18. The two big things were teams selling all their players straight away. Arsenal would be decimated within about a week as soon as you started Master League. And then it would be weird teams, like River Plate buying Mbappe, which just happened in my Master League. Those two things combined did ruin a little bit of the immersion. Just a little bit. It was an improvement on PES 17. If you remember PES 17, no one moved anywhere other than your players. The teams would remain the same for the whole time. So hopefully what they've done is struck a balance between those two editions, 17 and 18. If they have, that's going to be really positive. It doesn't seem like a big step forward because it's something that sort of worked in the past. But if that's combined with all the other things I've spoken about, then, as I said, I am excited. And as a first step in a 3-year plan, that's fine, that's good. Hopefully, second year, regens, third year, I don't know, coaching, improvements in those areas. There's an infinite number of ways that Master League could steal things from Football Manager. Team talks. Some of you might think pointless. I'd love to have the option of trying to improve people's form and that being dependent on their personalities. There's a lot to be done, obviously. But, as I've shown, 5 things to be optimistic about. 5 things to be excited about. Well, I'm going to be buying it. I'm going to be playing it. I hope you do too. Let me know in the comments what you think of this video. If you don't already subscribe to this channel and you're a Master League fan, which I'm assuming if you've made it this far into the video you are, then give my videos a go. They're all right. People tend to quite like them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a bit.